Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Hope you're going to find this session also helpful and that you will make the best of the information that we are providing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for following and thank you for the comments. We love the interaction. It helps us know what you guys are probably looking for in our next episodes. So please do engage this episode as well, the same way that you have been doing in the previous ones. Today, I decided that I want to chat to someone who has this issue of being ashamed or of being seen as though they are pursuing money because we are a people, let me put it that way, that have been brought up with the idea that no, money is not everything, and if ever you are thinking about ways to earn money, you are seemingly this wicked person. And we even misquote certain statements to say the love of money is the root of evil. I'm just trying to de-escalate that situation so that you can have the right psychology towards money. There's a book called The Psychology of Money. I recommend it because it addresses issues like that. I want to say this statement to a person who's struggling with this. You cannot attract what you demonize. You cannot attract what you demonize. It's very imperative for you as a person to understand why money is imperative. I want you to think about it as in the times of farming. Old people back in the day saw farming as a means through which they sustained themselves. It was a means for them to eat so that they can stay alive. We are human beings and we need food in order for us to stay alive. But over time, because food could no longer be used for barter trade, we no longer barter trading right now, we then escalated things through technology to the point where we are now using money as the medium of exchange. In order for us to sustain ourselves, we need to have some form of resource that we can exchange in order for us to get whatever we need that is not in the form of the resource that we have at that particular point in time. And one of the common resources that is available to most of us is money. Therefore, this means if you are no longer using your time right now to plant grain or to go and take care of sheep or cattle out there in the field, but you actually now have time in order for you to accumulate money so that you can meet the same objectives those who were farming, who were actually raising sheep and cattle back in the day were actually working towards, then that means you have to have a similar approach to this money aspect. I hope that we are still together on that particular point. So I want you to understand then that the less money you have, the less access you have to some of the resources you might need. I'm sure you've seen in our world and in our day and age that the economy is not so friendly for those that don't have enough money. That means you might actually be denied access to good health schemes. You might be denied access to good education because of you might not be able to afford private schools or schools that have good quality in order for your children or for yourself to attain good foundational understanding when it comes to education. This means then you having more money enables you to increase your opportunities. It actually increases chances of you being able to get quality things that are not about bragging, but that are about to actually improving your life and the quality of life you have on earth. So this, without too much rambling, this is to help us change our view of money. So what is it that you're doing today that's increasing your income generation? What is it that you are doing right now that's enabling you to first attract money and be able to retain it in a manner that is not negatively affected by such things as inflation or your income tax bracket creep, because those are things that right now are causing your money to lose value quickly. So you want to make sure that you are protected against those things. As much as you are you can work on skills to actually attract money. You have to work on skills to retain money as well, so that when you need the money, you will have access to it. And by the way, you might think you don't need the money, and you might think because of that, it's not imperative for you to actually continue to accumulate more money, because you are not thinking about your children and you're not thinking about the next generation. So if you don't need the money, your children might need the money. And if your children don't need the money, their children might need the money. And it's something that will never be obsolete as long as we are here on earth. I like one of the principles that are mentioned in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. The writer there says, he says, money is the medium through which success is measured on earth. Money is the medium through which success is measured on earth. Therefore, if people back in those centuries understood the function and the purpose of money, then, and even today, decades and decades, centuries even later, that principle still holds water. I want to assure you that centuries from now, the same principle will still be applicable. Therefore, fix your view of money, fix your psychology of money, so that when you make more money, you will not feel guilty about it to the point you end up misusing it, but that you will know that it's something that you can continue to grow and accumulate, so that generations after you will thank you for the good decisions you would have made, because it would affect them positively. We're going to have more of this and more examples in the next session. Thank you so much for watching. Mandilaka here.